Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brian here doing another video for you guys, and this time we're going to do a review of the Transformers Studio Series Jazz. This is based on the first film, of course, because this is the only Michael Bay film that Jazz actually appeared in. Anyways, taking a look at the alt mode, he transforms into a Pontiac Solstice. Now, some people don't like this because he is much smaller than the other, or at least the majority of the other Deluxe Class toys. But I think that's alright. If they're going for the more true scale of what the films have, Jazz should be smaller than Ratchet and Ironhide, and maybe even Bumblebee. So the scaling does work in the favor of that. And I will say that even though his size is about bordering to the Legends class lineup, I think that the engineering is a little too difficult for that. Not incredibly difficult, of course, but I think there's too many joints and parts in this toy to really consider it a Legends class figure. So with that out of the way, that's just my opinion. I understand why it's in the Deluxe class lineup. He's definitely a lot smaller than his original toy, but, you know, that also comes with the times. So I can't really blame this toy too much. But I do like the detail. He transforms into a Pontiac Solstice, and I gotta say, one of the best things about this is the paint job. Now, there are certain things missing from this, like, I feel like the wheels should be painted. I can't remember if the original Pontiac Solstice had silver rims, but I feel like it did. I could be wrong. But anyways, one thing I do like is that all the parts in the alt mode is all silver. If you take a look at underneath here, you can see that some of the robot bits are just molded gray plastic, which is a little distracting, but at least the alt mode stays consistent, so I'm not too upset by that. You can see that the front doesn't really want to line up. That might just be my copy or just me. I think there's a way to fix that. I just haven't really gotten around to it, so I do apologize for that. Some people are having problems trying to get this in the alt mode, and I actually had to help someone figure this out. One thing you have to keep an eye on is the canopy has a little tab inside there that will hook onto the waist piece, and you have to make sure that that little tab locks into place, otherwise the rest of it won't lock in, and you'll have to deal with a mess. But what I also do like is the red on the back here, very nice. The spoiler looks fantastic. And the front here with the painted metallic blue and the transparent blue headlights is fantastic. And a red Pontiac logo, yeah, that looks really good. I gotta say, I like the styling of this alt mode. I like how small it is. I know some people won't like that because they're paying the average $30 or $20 for a Deluxe Class toy. But I really don't mind because I think the size and class works fine. And also I bought a couple of third-party toys that are way too expensive. So, I mean, this is like nothing. But anyways, taking a look at the weapon, he comes with his traditional shield blaster thing, which I'm glad is molded in the proper way this time. And this will fold up like so. You can see the gray hinge right there. And there's a little tab that will hook onto the spoiler. Now, the original Jazz toy kind of did this too, but this is pointed up and I think it's just a little too ridiculous. Maybe it's like some super spoiler thing, I don't know. It just looks weird with this pointed up. I don't like that. But the Pontiac Solstice itself is fantastic. I'm very happy with it. Anyways, we're going to zoom out and I'm going to try and show you the transformation, even though I'm kind of bad at these. Let's go ahead and take a look at the robot mode. And I do know that he's packaged in the robot mode, so it's kind of weird that I'm showing you the transformation in reverse. I just like the traditional way of starting with alt mode. Anyways, the first thing I like to do is pop out these leg bits from the back, which is a little difficult to do, but that helps unlock certain things, like so. Because it's kind of tricky to get the arms into place. What you have to do is, when going into robot mode, there's this little piece right here that the shoulder or the arm has to lock in. You can see that little gear piece right there that kind of has to tuck into there. So when getting into robot mode, I'm just going to pull out the arm just to show this. So you can see it like this. You have to lock this tab into place, and you have to bring this in while keeping that underneath there. Well, that's kind of difficult because this piece on the leg is also getting in the way of the arm. So what you need to do is, what I'd like to do is open this up just a little bit to give you enough space to bring the arm in, like so, like that, and then try to push down everything into place. So tab all that, and bring the leg in like so, and you should get something like that. It's not the easiest thing, so you want to have patience with it, but anyways, going back to what I was doing, bring out the legs like so, and then try to swing out the arms. Kind of easy just to, I guess, wiggle it around. Just try your best and don't rush it. Also, don't put too much stress on it because I don't trust these little joints and I don't trust the clear plastic that this is on. That's just me personally. Anyways, once you have this, you want to straighten out this arm section right here on the joint and the ball joint. And then bring down the arm like so. And do the same thing on this side like that. And you'll have something like that. Next, what I like to do is bring the legs down like this. And then pop out the waist like so. And you can see that little hole right there will tab into this little section in the canopy. So if things aren't lining up, that's probably the main reason why. And it's a little tricky, but it is possible to do. There's also a couple little tabs right up here that the leg will connect onto. Anyways, bring this up and there is a series of joints, but before we actually work with that, we want to take this section right here and rotate that completely. Then take this waist piece around and then flip this around, and there's a couple of little clips that will go around the hood section. Now going back into alt mode, what I like to do is take the clips and then try to pop them out from one side to the other, because I've heard that if you just straight up pull the thing, you could risk breaking it. So just my little bit of advice there. Anyways, once you have the legs like this, you want to bring them down like so. And there is a secondary hinge right here, so not the knee joint, but this right here, that you want to bring down like so, and then flip this up on a double joint, and that will lock into place. And there you pretty much have most of the leg. The next thing you need to do is take the back and flip down the heel, like so. Next, what you want to do is flip the hood, or not the hood, the back section like that, and flip that down. Take the head, flip this up, and take the front grille section, pop out the middle, and then rotate that around like so, and then push that back into place. Flip out the hands. As you can see, there's a little tab. You just flip that all the way around. And there is Jazz in his robot mode. And again, he is short. I mean, when you compare him to, let's bring out the first movie Ratchet, yeah, that's definitely short, but that also feels right because Jazz was short in the film. So I'm totally fine with this. But taking a look at Jazz, he just looks fantastic. I love the molding and sculpting on this guy. Yeah, he's got a massive backpack. What's new? It's a Transformer. You know, sometimes they have kibble, so I don't mind it too much. I wish they could do a little more to this, but I'm not that bothered by it because when you take a look at the base robot, he just looks fantastic. I really like the styling of this. I'm just trying to brighten this up so that you can see everything. But yeah, just look at the molding on this guy. I wish more of this painted silver was in the legs and the waist, but other than that, he just looks fantastic and he poses well too. One of the things I don't like is when you shift the leg like this, the whole entire leg will go out like that, and it just looks weird to me, but you know, at least he has that joint, and in some poses you don't really notice it too much. But he's got a series of joints in his shoulders. His head's on a nice ball joint. There we go. And his head sculpt is fantastic. I'm going to see if I can bring that in just a little bit. Look at that. Oh, it is so tiny, but it gets all the right parts. It's in that nice, bright silver. Just looks amazing. I love this. So again, he's got a ball joint in the head. a series of joints in the shoulders all around, a ball joint right here, as well as another joint right here. The hands can also move on this joint. Ball jointed hips, nothing at the waist, a rotation here, a knee joint, and then this little bit of articulation side to side. So again, you could get some very good poses out of him, and the sculpting is just fantastic. I am so blown away by this guy. I think the Masterpiece definitely looks a lot better than this, but, you know, Jazz didn't really have a lot of different toys throughout the line. He had a Human Alliance figure, and then he had the Deluxe. And that's mostly it. He also had that little Legends toy, but we don't really talk about that. So there really isn't much to really step up from this. But I think they did a pretty nice job at the scale, at the size. He also comes with this weapon that does have a peg, so you can take his hand right here and plug it in like so. Or can you use the little tabs right here that you flip out, and you can plug it in like that. One hand is just the hole, you know, the regular piece, and then the other is this little claw thing. It looks a little weird, but, you know, that's fine. But yeah, I definitely like plugging it in like so. And there you have his original shield cannon gun thing, which looks fantastic. I love that. And let's also take a look at the backdrop. So this is the Mission City backdrop. As you can see, Jazz is number 10 in the line. And let's put Jazz in right there. And he looks fantastic with the planes flying above him. Ah, he just looks so good. I really like the design of this guy. You know, there's a part of me that still likes the original Jazz and the Human Alliance one, but, I mean, I'm totally open to a new Jazz. He had a fantastic design in the films, and this is a really good toy. If you don't like the size, I understand it, because you are kind of paying a lot for it, but if you don't mind and you want a Jazz in this scale, I'd say this is a pretty good toy. I'm very happy with it. It's one of my favorites. So with that out of the way, I thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys.